Hey, what's going on, everyone? Welcome to Metaroon. Today, I've got some exciting news to share. We just got the patch notes for the Mountain Caves update dropped from Iron Gate on Steam. Now, before we jump in, I just want to recognize that the channel just hit 200 subs, so thanks to everyone who's following along on this journey. I'm really excited to keep building this community, so definitely hit that subscribe button if you haven't yet in order to catch my Valheim news, build videos, quick tips, and more. I also just opened a public Discord channel and would love for you to join so we can chat about Metaroon and all things gaming. Find the link down in the description. I really want to know what kind of content you want to see from me, more build videos, maybe more server events and Game Master stuff. I recently got a Quest 2 VR headset, so maybe I could try some Valheim in VR. Could be fun. Other games, I'm totally open. I would love to discuss what type of content you'd like to see, so let me know in the comments and jump in the Discord so we can chat about it. All right, without further ado, let's dive in and have a look at these patch notes. So to kick things off, I should point out that this is for the public test branch for Valheim. It's not available yet. I assume it'll be in the game within the next few weeks here, but you'll have to opt into that to be able to check things out. They do have instructions on how to access the public test branch here, and they're asking for feedback in Discord and that kind of thing. All right, they also say, please note that this update forces a fresh location generation of your worlds. This will cause slightly longer load times the first time you open them, and it might slightly move some boss locations. The Frost Caves will also only appear in previously unexplored areas. Also note that the new content in this branch will not be fully backwards compatible with the default branch. As the password indicates, please make sure to have to make backups of your save files before playing. So just be careful when you're testing things out on the public test branch. Now, how are they introducing this? The Fenring stalking the mountains at night had to come from somewhere. Now you can finally discover the strange frozen caves where their brethren reside, if you're brave enough to face them. Maybe you'll even be able to learn a thing or two from how they fight. Interesting. For this patch, we've also optimized the game for Steam Deck. That's cool to see, and added controller support for PC. That's great, as well as a pause feature for single player. We've covered that in the past. That's right. If you're playing alone, you'll now be able to step away from the game for a moment without having to worry about being found by a troll. I'm not sure how I feel about that, but I understand why it's required for the Steam Deck. But let's jump in and see what has been added. New content, suddenly. Frost Caves. Interesting way to put that. We're going to get into it a little bit more in the detailed patch notes down below, but for fixes and improvements, they've got a pause function, which I mentioned, the full controller support, gamepad text input, UI settings and Steam Deck fixes, FPS limiter and reduced background performance. Split dialogue can take numeric input. I'm not totally sure what that means. Signs can now be built without a workbench. Ah, that's handy. Bug fixes and quality of life improvements. Always good to see those. The armor stand now supports Acciers and shield styles. Nice. That was annoying. I'm trying to remember what the issue was with Acciers, but if you placed a shield with a style applied to it, it would revert to kind of the default style. And some tweaks to no map mode. Interesting. All right, new content. I'm going to dive right in. So spoiler warning for those who want to keep this a secret for when it comes out in game. If you want to skip the spoilers, jump ahead to the time code link down in the description. Otherwise, let's jump right into it. So the Frost Caves are added as a new dungeon. So I guess it's a dungeon similar to other things, so it'll be instanced. Those will only appear in unexplored areas. So by default, you won't be able to build in them. But with the mod, that could be pretty neat. Got new enemies, an wolf, cultist, and a bat. Nice to get another flying creature. That's kind of neat. New crafting materials. We got red jute, which is what I assume that teased rug it was made out of. And then we've got Fenring hair and Fenring claw. Very cool. New armor set. So this is the teaser that we saw as well. It's a Fenris coat, Fenris leggings, and a Fenris hood. And we get a bonus for equipping all at once. And we'll have to see what that bonus is. So keep an eye out for that. Interesting, these are called Fenring hair and claw, and then it's the Fenris coat. But yeah, new weapon, flesh rippers. Very cool. Unarmed, so I'm wondering if that's like Fenring claws in your hands. Probably what we're going to be looking at. Very neat. And this is going to be awesome for my Fenrir character on Jirox Viking Playground servers. Really excited to use all of this new gear on him and that role-playing character. And then we've got some new build pieces. Okay, so maybe not as many as I was hoping for, but we've got the jute carpet, which they teased, the red jute curtain, which I assume is what we've seen in some of the screenshots, and then the standing brazier, which is also what we've seen in the screenshot. So that'll be a great addition to have, a new piece of lighting that we can put on the floor that maybe doesn't pump smoke into the air. So yeah, excited to see that one. And a new event they've added. You've stirred the cauldron. Cool. So I assume that's going to be spawning some combination of these three new enemies and maybe fen rings as well. I guess we'll have to wait and see. And moving on from there to the non-spoiler content, we've got some fixes improvements. So there's an FPS limiter setting and an option to reduce GPU usage when minimized. We've got various console command improvements in addition, so we can check out the help console for that. They fixed some dungeon parts not being fully deterministic, excuse me. No map mode improvements. So there's a Vegvasir alternative. No map is a server setting now, which is nice. There's a maximum distance for shouting. I love to see that change. Random build spawn rotation and a no portals command. Okay. Resolution now only shows refresh rate when forcing exclusive full screen. Yep. Various UI fixes, recipes for the Jacko turnip and Yule stuff has been disabled. I was wondering when that was going to happen. Quality of life features. These are always good to see. So the building marker is more subtle and indicates the piece rotation. I did a video on this if you want to see what that looks like. Basically, they've fixed the yellow squares when you're trying to place stuff while decorating to make it more obvious what direction your item stand is rotated, which will be really nice. Corpse Run gives a carry weight bonus to compensate for unequipped belt. Oh, that's really nice. So when you die and you come back to your body and you had the belt attached for increased carry weight, sometimes you can't pick up everything or you're over encumbered when you pick up everything. So I guess if you have Corpse Run, you won't become over encumbered when you pick up all that stuff. That's great to see. I wonder if there's a way to trick that in some way. We'll have to experiment, but crafting stackable items while having a full inventory is now possible if there are available stack slots. Oh, this was really frustrating. I'm glad they fixed that. Fixed a bug where sometimes stackable items won't be taken when having full inventory and pressing take all in chest. Not sure I'm familiar with that bug, but good to get that fixed. And chat can now be closed using escape mouse or gamepad B. That's really handy. I'm hoping that this also allows you to like hide it if someone else has said something. Even if your interface is turned off, it still pops up the chat window when somebody shouts or joins the world. So now hopefully we can quickly hide that with escape. We shall see. Gamepad support. So mention that, full controller support. They've got a legend for it. Text input, controller mapping for all game features. Yeah, basically everything works on controllers now, I think is what they're saying. Scrollable with gamepad. Yep. And then the Steam Deck, they've got the controller layout for that. Default settings for the Steam Deck. And finally, some translation improvements with localization. So a few great quality of life improvements and a few awesome new content additions that I'm really excited to try out. If you're interested in seeing that new content tease, I'll be getting on the public test branch very quickly and posting some videos of that gameplay. So subscribe to keep an eye out for that. And if you've made it this far, you obviously like the video, hit that like button down below to support the channel. Anyway, that's it for today. Hope you're as excited about this content drop as I am. Let me know in the comments down below what you think is most exciting. Go build something, be awesome, and I'll catch you next time.